Hi, welcome back to Outdoor Gear and Skills. I'm a guy that's always changing my gear. I'm always tweaking stuff and trying to redo things and evaluate how I do stuff. I've lived in Utah for over 20 years. I lived in Southern Oregon for 8 years. Now I've been here in Houston for a year and a half. And so I'm always reevaluating my gear, my bags, the stuff I'm taking with me. My most recent thing that I changed was my wallet. And for a long time I was using this wallet. It's magnetic. I was able to throw, a bunch of cards and stuff in there. It's RFID protected. And, the thing about this is it had a limited number of cards and things that I could put in there. If I wanted to put dollar bills in it and I folded it in quarters, it took up a lot of space, so I had to fold it in thirds or whatever. But it kind of gave me limited options right there. And a lot of times I need to carry business cards with me, so I carried a second one for business cards because I couldn't really keep extra ones in here. And so I was running both of those in my pocket. And it gets a little bulky, whatever. We just went to Italy for 11 days. It was my 30th anniversary, me and my wife. And so I took her to northern Italy. We spent time in Bologna and Florence. And I was a little worried about just trying to secure my wallet a little more. I'm not terribly worried about pickpockets, but you need to be, aware about that. They do say that a lot in the train station. So I wanted to look for another option. And we ended up looking at several different things, but we got these Chums wallets on Amazon. It was $12, and we were looking for something, for a couple of different things. This has the ID right in front of it, and it's got 2 zipper pockets, so I can fit more stuff inside there. I've got my driver's license right there, but I started carrying my Costco card again because it fits in here where it didn't fit in the other one. And that's nice. It's got the zipper up. On the other side, you can put more cards. I've got cash, so just having it folded in half, it just fits right in there. And I think I've got a couple coins left over from our trip to Italy that I've just left in there. But it all fits right in there. I did have my wife do one thing. It's got this ring on here that it hangs. I had my wife go in and put a stitch in there so that this strap wasn't sliding, and it kind of kept the wallet more lined up. And so doing that, it's got, I don't know why you would use that, but it's got a little bit of an open pouch. So she was able to do that. And for me, every once in a while I'll throw it back in my pocket, but what I'm doing is carrying it on a bead necklace with the Night Eyes locking carabiner and just throwing that on. And so what I did is I just threw it in my shirt. I'm walking around. You can see that I've got something there, but it's not at all uncomfortable, and it just makes it right there. I would just go ahead and pull it out. If I'm wearing a button-up shirt, I can just undo a button and pull it out, get my card out, whatever I need to do. It frees up a pocket, or it makes it to where I'm only carrying one thing of business cards if I need it. But it's just right there, and it's light. It doesn't bother me at all. I most of the time don't even really know it's there. I almost went to sleep last night with it still around my neck, and I realized that I've got it there. I have been carrying a flashlight and a whistle for many years, and so it's just a second one that I throw on there. I could maybe combine them if I wanted to, but it just makes it a little more secure and gets it so that it's kind of out of the way. It's going to be a lot harder for someone to mess with that. And if I don't want it on the chain, I can easily just pop it off of that Night Eyes. I especially like this specific Night Eye because it does have the locking mechanism on it where you just turn that and it'll lock it out. So that makes it nice. 12 bucks. This thing has been great. It does give me, you know, I could put quite a bit more in there if I wanted to, but I feel good with what I've got right there. It just feels like it's a much better low drag option. I like being able to carry it here and have the option to throw it back in my pocket. My wife was able to just drop it into her bag. And you know, a lot of different color options, so it is kind of, you know, bright. It's easy to see if you've got it in a bag, something like that. But so far been really happy with it. You know, it's just nice to kind of lighten my load a little bit. I'd love to hear what you're doing for your wallet and carrying stuff. I know there's a lot of different options out there. You know, there's ones that you can flip and all your cards come out, you know, and that kind of thing. But I do like the flexibility of being able to have this expand a little more than some of those other options. I'd love to hear what you're doing. As always, thanks for watching Outdoor Gear and Skills, and we'll see you out there.